this engineer wrote quite a compelling blog post about his reasons for leaving. Tell us more.
So he posted this late last night, and like you said, it's really detailed on some of the history of an Amazon activist group, Amazon Employees for Climate Justice, that has been pushing the company for more than a year on climate matters. Amazon fired a couple of their leaders just recently, and that was the last straw for this engineer, Tim Bray, and it led him to hang it up and forego what he says is $1 million in salary and stock, because it doesn't think what Amazon was doing to those employees and to workers in its warehouse was right.
And he's obviously giving up potentially a lot of money here. What is Amazon saying about this, especially in light of, obviously the firings that have happened, which they've said were warranted?
So Amazon isn't commenting on Bray's decision. When it comes to the firings, Amazon has pushed back, I think, a little firmer in recent weeks, saying criticism of its warehouse working conditions is not fair, saying, listen, we've taken a lot of steps to make our buildings safer, during the coronavirus pandemic. And they've stridently denied that they were firing people for speaking up. Bray obviously disagrees. He says that just looking at the facts, that explanation doesn't line up.
Meantime, Matt, you've got warehouses in France that remain closed. Amazon has been in a dispute with the French government. What's the latest there?
So Amazon says that those warehouses are going to stay closed through this week in France. So if you're ordering anything from Amazon.fr in France, you're probably going to get it delivered from a depot outside of that country. It's just a continuation there. Amazon doesn't like the idea of having to potentially pay fines for delivering, items that employees might want, but the government says are non-essential. And so it's not really clear where this one goes from here. Again, similar to Amazon's defense of itself in the U.S., they say they've worked to keep folks safe in France, and that kind of the order forcing them to separate essentials from non-essentials is not justified there.
Meantime, Jeff Bezos is being called to testify before the House over antitrust and competitiveness issues tied to how Amazon treats third-party sellers. We've seen Mark Zuckerberg testify before Congress. We've seen Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Alphabet, testify before Congress. In a way, Jeff Bezos has somehow avoided the congressional hot seat. Do you think this will actually happen?
Well, I think that the conventional wisdom is, now that the House is invoking potential use of subpoena power, there's not a whole lot Amazon can do to fight that if the committee is determined to get him to testify. I think it's been a bit of luck that Amazon hasn't been dragged this way before. I think some people inside Amazon would acknowledge that they've had some good fortune in missing some of the backlash on Capitol Hill at this point, but they're certainly under the gun right now after that report about potential misuse of individual seller data in the Wall Street Journal.